powered soap craft is also like crafting confidence one bar at a time.
This is the vision behind a business venture for at least 7 students at Winnebago High School's Life Skills program. WIFR's Anthony Ferretti talks with students and the teacher about the idea to make soaps and partner with local businesses.
Everyone came up with it.
So we were gonna do Suds and Smiles, but somebody already took it.
Empowered Soaps is the creation of the Life Skills program at Winnebago High School to help students get involved in the world of business.
I was just researching like small businesses and trying to figure out something that they could do but was still challenging and would be fun.
Moore says as students become upperclassmen, they need skills that will help them in the real world.
It teaches us how to like make stuff and like
Measure stuff too.
Yeah.
The students do everything themselves, from combining the materials to pouring the soap mixture into molds.
Well, I just love it because it's fun to make.
We've been a week without coconut oil. It came today and the first thing they asked is like, can we make some? Can we make some?
The soaps are sold at the school and at businesses in Winnebago, Rockford, and Pecatonica.
Oh, they said they loved it. They loved the smells and they loved the texture of it.
We give them to the parents and talking about getting them for stocking stuffers.
Proceeds go into an account for the Life Skills program to buy the soap making materials and to take students on field trips.
The kids maybe have some things that set them back a little bit, but they're capable of doing so much more.
In Winnebago, Anthony Ferretti, WIFR News.
A list of the participating businesses will be on our website. Moore hopes to expand the business and cooperate with other areas like skills programs.